So how do you how do you how do you get it to talk for you? Well, first things first, you have to set those goals. Setting those goals is the lay of the land. When you set goals, the goals force you to like keep a schedule. All right. So generally you set yearly goals. Then you take and break those yearly goals into monthly goals. Those monthly goals into weekly goals. Those weekly goals turn into everyday goals. And then you can get real technical and say, hey, I need to set goals for every hour. So you can have a goal for every hour, but that's a bit much. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna basically, talk about those goals. Like they have to be realistic.
You are listening to the 9 to 5 Kickers podcast, one of the elite members of the Digital Entrepreneurs Network, a show that's all about grinding and building off your hard work now so you can kick the 9 to 5 later. And now your host, he kicked the air out of his 9 to 5 many moons ago, Mr. Anthony Porter.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of the 9 to 5 Kickers podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Anthony Porter. Today, check this out. We are going to dive deep into a topic that is near and dear to a lot of people out here today. We are going to talk about social media marketing in the digital world. Social media marketing in the digital world. So whether you are a small business, a solo entrepreneur, the owner of a marketing agency, it doesn't make a difference. Like, social media is the creme de la creme right now. When you basically take out your device, your tablet, your cell phone, your laptop, your computer, 99.9% of everyone out here is on some social media site. Now, there are a ton of social media sites out there. We are going to talk about a lot of them. But we're not just talking about when you have those who post on Twitter, those who post on Threads, those who post on Snapchat, those who post on TikTok dancing, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, stories, all of that. We're going to talk about how we're going to use it for business. Because you can use these platforms to basically get you to a point where you want eyes on your business. You want people to look at you and be like, okay, this could be something that I can use. This could be an avenue for me to generate more leads, to get more eyes onto my business. And guess what? Social media marketing, sometimes it's organic. Sometimes you don't have to pay. Like, you can use Instagram to post pictures of your product and have people looking at your product and be like, oh, okay. This is what they do. And so we're going to talk about social media marketing, how to use social media marketing. And we're going to look at how to enhance your brand through social media marketing. We're going to understanding how to use social media marketing the right way versus how to use social media marketing just for the fun and the enthusiastic way is going to help your brand out tremendously. Okay, so buckle up. All right. Let's explore some of these strategies. Let's take a trip and look at some of the trends. We're going to gain some insights that will help you engage more, help you empower your platform for people to be like, hey, I need to funk with dude. I need to holler at old girl. I need to get that product. And we're gonna talk about some of the bigger brands, how they use social media today in today's world. All right. If y'all ready, I'm ready. We're gonna jump right in. Let's get it cracking. All right. All right, now. We're gonna kick things off in a very, very simple way. We're gonna take a look at a panoramic view of social media. See, the landscape, everybody knows who the Juggernauts are. The Juggernauts definitely Facebook, which is Meta, Instagram, owned by Meta, Mr. Mark Zuckerberg, Twitter, owned by Elon Musk, YouTube, which is a Google platform. All right, but check this out. Facebook, Google, and YouTube are all search engines. And there's probably about 3.5 billion people globally on one of these platforms every minute. So can you imagine you having a small business and knowing how to do it the right way? That small business can generate so many eyes to your business that you could scale and grow. Like you can start, scale, and grow in a little over 2 years to where the traditional way of you going out here paying for ads all the time, taking them out in the newspaper, that day's gone, man. That day is gone. See, what a lot of people don't understand is YouTube is now television. Remember back in the day, for those who might be old enough to understand, YouTube is now television. So back in the day, we used to come in and sit down and watch the TV. YouTube is now your TV. Podcasting is now your radio. Because you can find out stuff about what's going on in the world within a matter of minutes through podcasting. All right. And then there's Instagram. Instagram, of course, we know what Instagram is. Instagram is where you can show off all your pictures, your family, your friends, your vacation. But at the same time, you can use Instagram to show off your products to get eyes on your product. See, we don't use it that way. A lot of people don't use social media that way. All right. What they do is they look at it and they like, I'm gonna take some pictures on Instagram, and that's how we gonna get down. No, there are so many different ways to set up all of your business formats and situations to where, you know, your Instagram profile tells a story, your Facebook profile tells a story, your LinkedIn profile tells a story. It's all the same story, but it's putting eyes on you. See, I've adopted the phrase by Benjamin Franklin. If you plan to fail. No, I said that wrong. If you're failing to plan, then you plan to fail. There it is right there. I knew I said it wrong. If you're failing to plan, then you plan to fail. All right. So with that being said, we're gonna smooth on over. We're gonna take a little easy little drive on over to another part of the podcast. Let's talk about some goals and objectives. So officially and effectively, you want to take and make your social media profile talk for you. Okay, you want it to talk for you. So how do you get it to talk for you? Well, first things first, you have to set those goals. Setting those goals is the lay of the land. When you set goals, the goals force you to like keep a schedule. All right. So generally you set yearly goals. Then you take and break those yearly goals into monthly goals. Those monthly goals into weekly goals. Those weekly goals turn into everyday goals. And then you can get real technical and say, hey, I need to set goals for every hour. So you can have a goal for every hour, but that's a bit much. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to basically, talk about those goals. Like, they have to be realistic. All right. So when I first started this, one of the mentors that I had asked me what was my income goal. Of course, I'm like, I'm going to make $10 million. But that wasn't realistic at the time because I said I wanted to make $10 million in 3 weeks. So you have to set realistic goals. You have to set goals that you can achieve. So when you're setting goals with your social media profiles, you have to set those goals to do one of two things. Either you want to increase your brand awareness, drive traffic, or boost your sales. I said 2, but it's actually 3. So you want to increase your brand awareness, drive traffic, or boost your sales. Now, the crazy part about that is 2 of those 3 can work together. See, when you start building your brand awareness puts the eyes of the culture, the world, public figures on you. All right. Now, when you start driving traffic, that traffic can lead to more sales. So that's how you have to look at that. So when you basically are sitting there and you're like, okay, how do I get the eyes of the world on me? So you have to be strategic about everything. See, when you start having goals, then you got to have objectives, and those objectives align with those goals. So you have to really sit back. You have to really think: do I want to get my brand out there so everybody will know what my brand is? If that's you, then check yes. Is it that I want to get more traffic to my social media so I could get more eyes to my product? If that's you, check yes. Or is it that you want to get eyes on your product to make more money? If that's you, check yes. Either way, those 3 are the pillars of what you need to think about. Okay? So once you start, and if you pay attention, everything is flowing into place. Once you start setting goals, once you start getting your objectives together, now you got to go out here and you got to identify your target audience. See, with the goals in place, it's time to get to the cornerstone. The cornerstone is understanding your audience. See, understanding your audience makes it a successful social media marketing plan. It makes it a successful social media marketing strategy. All right. You have to be able to understand your peoples. So when I say understanding your peoples, that means I want you to understand, you want to be able to understand exactly who you want to target. Is it little Jimmy or is it Jane? Are they married, single, preference on lifestyle? You got to dig into all of that. Their persona has to determine how you're going to have your business. See, social media, the algorithm will put you in front of all of the eyes if you teach it the way to go. It took me a while to understand that. See, back in the day, I was just one of those who go on social media just to post, at the time I was making music, so I would post my beats. I didn't know the strategic ways of getting people to focus on my beats. I didn't understand that. So what I had to do is I had to sit back. I had to punt. And when I said punt, I had to sit back, take in, open my eyes, my ears, my brain cells, and start learning. And once I start learning, like, I will listen to people like Gary Vee, the way he talks about social media, organic traffic. He's the king of organic traffic. But here lately, I've been following Alex Hormozi. So I recently did a review of his book, $100 Million Offers. Yeah, I need to check that video out. I did that on the YouTube channel, the 9 to 5 Kickers YouTube channel. Yeah, y'all need to check that. That video right there is something that I never was a person who liked to read, but I had to learn how to enhance my brain. So I started doing audiobooks. But one thing that I learned from Alex Hormozi is if you're reading and you got the audiobook, you tend to take in the knowledge a lot faster. And that's exactly what I did. I took in that knowledge a lot faster. And so now it's like, boom, here we go. Yeah. I'm starting to retain more and I'm starting to understand. See, when you, just like when I told you, when you're identifying your target audience, it's the persona, it's the transformation. So the content that you will be creating in order to get those people, those individuals, that target audience onto your site, onto your page, and make it a bullseye, because you want it to be straightforward. All right. So you just have to sit back and you have to think about who is your target audience. And I literally started studying again. I'm following people. I'm addicted to buying courses because I'm learning so much. Even though some of it is repetitive, some of the stuff is tremendously helpful and important. And so it's helped me, prepare for my first ebook release, which is going to be a free lead magnet. Social media marketing mastery. It's powerful because it's going to walk you through some of the steps. Not some, but most of the steps in order for you to be a social media marketing genius. All right. It took me a while to understand that you could be a digital marketer, you could be in affiliate marketing, but social media is the key to that Bugatti. Social media is the key to your Rolls Royce, your Lamborghini. All right. So let's think about this. Okay, let's think about this. We're going to pop out of here for a few minutes. Then we're going to pop right back in and we're going to talk about content creation and curation. All right. Content creation and curation. Y'all come on back. All right, so we're going to continue popping this information out to you. And I kid you not, man. I definitely kid you not. This is possibly one of the most powerful subject matters you could learn about, because this one right here, social media marketing, because as of today, you have to think most of the time when you're on your phone, you go on Facebook, there's always an ad that pops up. You go on YouTube, there's always an ad that pops up. Most of your bigger brands right now are using social media marketing to get in front of you, to get in front of all of us. So when you sit back and you pay attention, it's like, oh, that's how they do it? Yeah, that's how they do it. The Super Bowl commercials this past year, I've seen better ads on YouTube for major brands than I've seen on the Super Bowl. Let that sink in. And think about this. They spend $1.5 billion to make these ads. So can you imagine $1.5 billion and your budget, the budget for that includes social media? Man, it's amazing out here what's going on with computers and AI right now. So when we talk about the ads, we talking about content. So we're talking about content creation and curation. See, social media's lifeblood is content. Think about it. Instagram, you want pictures, reels, stories, carousels. And so Facebook does the same thing because, see, it's a demographical thing. Like, everybody can post on Instagram, but everybody's not on Facebook. Everybody's not on Snapchat. Everybody's not on Twitter. Instagram, you got a lot of people. Oh, we can't forget about Pinterest. Pinterest is another great platform for you to get your business out into the world. So when you're crafting your content, you got to make it compelling. That means the visuals, the copy, the captions, all of that. Like, there are so many people who go viral on TikTok, especially TikTok. They go viral on TikTok for doing their dances, and that's all well and good. Can you imagine if you had a product that you had going on with that? Can you imagine the product sales, how they would skyrocket if you combine both of them? See, that's compelling viral content. That's a visual. Have good copy, because that copy needs to have a hook, a story behind the hook, a call to action. All right. And so just sit back and think about that. All right. Just think real hard. You're striking the right balance between original content and curated content. The strategies are the same, but the tactics makes it different. See, the strategies of you going viral are the same for both videos. It's just the tactics on how you do it. See, if I want to go viral with a product, I might include that product inside of that dance. Like, take for instance, I'm going to give you a prime example. TikTok right now got everybody buying that ab roller. Darn it, I bought one. I bought one. So with that being said, you got to think. They went viral talking about an ab roller. You got people on here who are promoting this ab roller who now went from probably 400-500 followers to 5,000, 10,000 followers. And now they might get a check just because they just wanted to talk about the ab roller. They start building an audience. Now you got people reaching out to these people to do what? Promote their products. It's not affiliate marketing. It's brand awareness. It's all the same, but it's just brand awareness right now. All right. So when you go into that, when you go into the brand awareness, you have to think about this. All right. Think about this, and think about this really hard. Building and managing your community. Building and managing your community. So when you're building your community, you have to look at this. Social media is just not a broadcasting tool. It's a community builder, man. The strategies, I mean, everything is right there. You build a community. It's like, okay, it's like Beyonce building the Beehive. Shout out to the Beehive. Okay. Shout out to the Hive. When you talk about building a community, they got a massive community. Like Beyonce don't have to drop an album for 20 years, but she might pop out and appear on somebody's song, and then all of a sudden the Beehive has pushed that artist to her new heights right now. See, as a digital marketer, you want to build a community because, see, that community can be your way of generating more and more and more. So you need to get into some of these Facebook groups in your niche. See, we ain't talked about niches yet. What we have talked about is target audience, building awareness. Now we talk about building a community. Because, see, when you build a community, you have a multitude of people coming from all parts of the world, joining in to either A, get some knowledge, B, share some knowledge, or C, they just want to be a part of something, just to say, hey, I'm a part of this community over here. So you want to be able to engage with your community. So once you start building your community, don't leave them hanging. Talk to them. Communicate with them. See, when a person leaves you a comment, respond to the comment. Now, if it's a silly comment, you don't have to respond. Trust me. But if it's a good comment, something that is reliable, something that is worthy of you responding to, because you have people out here trolling who want you to get off your game. Trust me, they want you to get off your game. So just think about it. All right. Building a community means you are starting to become the authority figure. By becoming the authority figure, you are building trust. When you start building trust, people start dealing with you more. So now, if somebody trusts you, oh, hey, Anthony over at the 9 to 5 Kickers podcast show, the other day he was talking about social media. He said, if I tweak this way, it gives people a broader perspective of who I am. So by tweaking it this way, try it for a couple of days, and let's try to post 3 to 5 times a day, or 3 to 5 times a week, twice a day. It doesn't make a difference. Let's just post constantly. And he said, if we do that, taking action could help. And then 6 months later, because listen, Rome wasn't built in a day. So don't expect your stuff to go viral in a day. But 6 months down the line, because even building a business, some of your most successful businesses didn't really pop the way you think they did. Think about this. Amazon, Jeff Bezos started Amazon as selling used books out of his garage. Facebook started in a dorm room on a college campus. They just wanted to chit chat with each other on campus, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger. Y'all remember the days of Napster before we had streaming platforms? Remember Napster? Napster started in a dorm. So you have to build that community. And when you build that community, you build trust. When you start building trust, you become an authority figure. Once you become the authority figure, guess what happens? Now people are going to start buying from you. Now they want to buy from you. We are headed into the home stretch. And when I say the home stretch, I mean we have a few more things that we want to discuss, but we want to take another break. We want to talk about some other things. Don't forget, please do not forget. It's the holiday season. Christmas is around the corner. Black Friday deals are still going on. All right. You can find your deals for anything within the next week or two. All right. Within the next week or two. We at the 9 to 5 Kickers, in conjunction with our new agency, our new digital marketing, social media marketing agency, Elite Marketing Mojo, we're going to give away our action-packed, info-filled ebook on social media marketing. Absolutely free. It's our Christmas gift to you to start the new year, because you want to starting a business with no money. You can do it. We want to give you some insight on how to start a business with little or no money. All right. We just want to ask you to do a couple things. That's follow us on the 9 to 5 Kickers podcast on Instagram, the 9 to 5 Kickers on Instagram. Because if you find us there, and the links that we have up now will be changing to fit the book, the ebook that we're going to give away. I'm telling you, man, it's going to be powerful. That book's going to be powerful. So I just wanted to shameless plug that real quick, and we're going to get right back into it, because we got nothing but we want to get this done. So the next step in your process that, we're going to talk about is called influence marketing. So what is influence marketing? Well, I can tell you what influence marketing is in a nutshell. Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian, the Kardashians, period. Listen, I'm not giving them props. What I'm saying is they are the epitome of influence marketing. Okay? Now, when you start to see people like Kim Kardashian talk about hymns, the younger Kardashian, the one that started doing the lip worm, and now she's a billionaire. Callie, yeah, I think it's Callie. She's a Jenner Kardashian. Either way, the name itself sells. Okay, love them or hate them, the name itself sells. So influencer marketing is like when you sit there and you watch your TV and you watch these commercials, and just back in the day, remember, nobody knew who Nike was. You had the tennis shoe, the track shoe, but they wasn't doing it like that. Nike didn't really blow up for real in my eyes. I'm not going to say that it's a factual trait, but in my eyes, Nike didn't blow up until Jordan came out. Nike was doing this thing, but Nike didn't blow up until Jordan came out. One shoe came out with the Spike Lee commercial. The slogan was "Just Do It." Nike took off. Nike took off. I mean, they skyrocketed, and now they are a conglomerate. Like, Nike sponsors everything. They're not sponsoring me. This is just my hat when I go play golf. So influencer marketing is where you have somebody that gets a check to, on their channel, they might have a couple 500,000 followers. You pay them just for them to say, "Hey, look, check this out. I like this product by the gentleman's name is Prime." Let me give you this, because this is influence marketing at its best. A lot of people hate it, but you gotta love it, because this is influence marketing at its best. Deion Sanders leaves Jackson State, goes to the University of Colorado. During the offseason, his channel, his son's channel, the friends channel, and everybody on Colorado all of a sudden now has Instagram pages, YouTube pages. All right. The beauty of that is people was mailing products to Coach Prime. People was mailing products to Shedeur. People was mailing products to the younger, Bucky. That's his name, Bucky. They was mailing products to him. You know what they was doing? Man, they was shouting them folk out, man. They was shouting them folk out. See, everybody got caught up because they was doing exactly what you want to do. They was influence marketing. They was man, listen. There was a candle company on there. People were sending them products, bike, exercise equipment. You name it, they was getting it. They was getting it. But what they did, and here's another thing. I'll tell you another thing about influence marketing that is taking over the world right now. But to stay on that subject right there, Coach Prime and him was, remember when he was, if you didn't watch it, check them out. They on Well Off Media. Shout out to Well Off Media. Shameless plug. They not paying me to say that, man, but go check them out. They literally was going to restaurants because of where they were from. And people was just like flocking to him. And then all of a sudden it was like, boom. Okay. We see you, Coach Prime. You're doing your thing. He's giving out grades. Business is picking up. People are going to Colorado just to visit these restaurants. So now you have to think about this. There's a guy, and I just found out about him. There's a guy, his name is Keith Lee. My guy goes to the restaurants. He's a minority individual, influencer. He does it because he just likes food. But he's been doing it for so long that people take what he say and they like, oh, okay, bro's doing this thing. Let's check it out. So guess what? There's one episode I watched. It was very heartfelt, touching. The lady says she only made $1,000. I think she's the owner. He's trying to figure out why. Is it the food? Is it the customer service? Or is it just the marketing? He sits down. Orders the food. The food comes. He gives them, like, he's literally telling you that the service is great. The food is outstanding. He uploads the video. Now, mind you, he goes in the middle of the day. Lunch rush, you should be banging. He goes in the middle of the day. And when he got finished the next day, the line was out the door around the corner. Didn't have time to talk, man. Bruh is an influencer that helped boost up a place that has good food and good customer service. That's hard to find these days. But that's the power of influencer marketing. Now, if you don't want your business to be out there, don't invite him and don't accept him. Because he's going to give you the raw and uncut. I started watching the cat, man, and shout out to my guy, Keith Lee, man, because dude is doing his thing. So, once you get past all of that, then you got to start thinking about a few other things. And one of the most important things is knowing the numbers. The analytics and the measurements are key. Because, see, when you start looking at the numbers and you start understanding these numbers and you start understanding where people are watching you from and what time, so that helps you know when you can post, or that helps you know what content they like. That helps you understand that I need to get in front of this audience on this time, on this day. And this works out for me because they like the carousels on Instagram versus the stories that I posted on Instagram and on YouTube, and on the shorts that I posted on YouTube, and the reels that I posted on Instagram, and the reels that I posted on Facebook. See, really, you got 3.5 seconds in order to sell somebody. You got 3.5 seconds. The hook, some content, telling them, be direct. All right, be direct. Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is your boy, Anthony Porter, with the 9 to 5 Kickers. Today's episode, we are going to talk about social media marketing. Right there, I came in, I was enthusiastic. I'll let you know, hey, what's going on? It's your man, Anthony Porter, from the 9 to 5 Kickers. Today, we are going to talk about social media marketing. I was straight to the point when I started the show. Straight to the point. There was no beating around the bush. I didn't give you a drawn-out story. I just told you straight off the top. This is what we're going to talk about today. Let's get to it. So there are tools out there for you to check your KPI, your CRMs, all of that. But just getting started, there are tools within inside of the platforms that will help you understand that stuff too. And then once you start understanding the numbers, once the numbers is where you want them to be, the next thing for you to do is just, hey man, stay up to date with the trends. Use Reels on Instagram. Add a little music behind your video. Let me give you a pro tip. If you're on Instagram, you can take a reel. You can make a reel off of a quote post. Say it's a reel. You can go on Instagram and save music that is trending. And how do you know that it's trending? Look at the music at the bottom where it's playing at. If you see an arrow pointing up, that music's trending. Not many people have used it, so you want to use it and get out there and get in front of everybody when it's time to, use that music. So follow the trends and stay up to date and follow the trends. That's simple. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, LinkedIn, all of them, YouTube, all of them. All of these platforms are powerful. You just got to know how to get to them, all right? So, hey, man, I want to thank you. I really do. I appreciate you stopping by today. I want to thank you for joining us for that deep dive, that off the edge, the cutting edge of social media marketing. Now, if you found today's video, today's podcast, today's episode of value, do me a favor, man. Don't forget to subscribe. I want to build a community of like-minded entrepreneurs, like-minded minority entrepreneurs, like-minded busy stay-at-home parents, mom and dads, who want to build a six-figure income without no tech skills, without working hard, without none of that. You dig? That's what I want to do. So stay tuned for the next episode. We are going to give you some of the most powerful tips, tricks, and strategies to help you build your business, because that's what we do. Be on the lookout for the new company, Elite Marketing Mojo. That's the social media marketing agency we started just so we could help out, so we could teach, so we could get you to the point where you yourself do not have to work hard, spending a ton of money trying to get something done when we already done spent a ton of money to show you how to get it done. All right, man, I want to thank you for stopping by today's episode, Social Media Marketing Mastery. I am your host, Mr. Anthony Porter, 9 to 5 Kickers. Let's roll out, man. I'm going to see y'all when I see y'all, man. Peace.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the 9 to 5 Kickers podcast, hosted by Mr. Anthony Porter. Executive producers for the show are Sincere Straughter, Charlie Straughter, Ria Cash, and Theory Porter. Sound design and editing done by WaveTech, for beats by WaveTech. The 9 to 5 Kickers podcast is a production of the NTFK Media Group and a member of the Digital Entrepreneurs Network. We'll catch you in the next episode. Peace.